In other videos, and of course if you ask questions, I will tell you the sun and shade for each of these flower beds. I am now facing east, and if I raise my camera up, that part of the sun is not straight down baking on them all day long. In the summertime, that is not the case. And I will get French fried hydrangea blooms on my limelights, which I'll point out where those are right now. I have strawberries growing back there in that raised bed. This is a persimmon tree. I don't know if I'm going to like persimmons or not, but it's a slow growing tree. It may need to be in more sun, because the one thing is that it gets morning sun, but then it gets shaded when the morning sun's behind all those trees, and then it doesn't get sun again until middle of the afternoon on. I don't know. We'll see. That's my iceberg rose. It looks good right now. It does lose a lot of leaves because of black spot. So I need to figure out if I'm going to move it to where it gets more airflow. It does get good airflow. So I don't know that that's what it is. It could just be that it's susceptible to black spot here in Louisiana. But you'll see that the leaves are starting to get that spotty stuff on them, the pink spots. So it may be more sick than I realize. I have some jasmine blooming back there, and that's a red bud as well, and that's a Merlot red bud. It blooms pretty, and of course the new leaves are pretty, this plum color. But then in the summertime, I don't know, the summertime, the green of the leaves, it's I don't know. I'm gonna give it another year and see if I can change my mind. That's my little junk area back there. Keep all my containers and whatnot back there. Again, I got a lot of things that are still in pots because of all the rain. But these are my limelight hydrangeas. I think they're limelight prime. And now you can see this one right here is much fuller and lower than the ones that flank it are taller for some reason. And like this one has a very good shape to it. Like I think I'm going to train this one maybe into a standard. I think, but anyway, so I know they're all the same variety, but maybe one is a newer, improved version of the limelight. I'm not sure, but they do seem different, don't they? I'll get you the name of that clematis right there. This is another, just a regular eastern redbud, just your plain variety. I try to buy local whenever I can, and most of my trees, like this eastern redbud tree, and then there's a fig that I have potted up, and I brought it out from its location to get the rain and the sunshine. Then I have, you can't see it very well, but right, that tree that's right over the fence line, it's on the other side of the fence. That's a pistache, Chinese pistache tree, and I got that one from Lex Plant Farm as well. They're real friendly there. I like them. I'm going to make me some hypertufa containers, and I have some concrete in that container right there, and then my peat moss, and so that's a project I'm going to be doing. That arch is new, and so I have a yellow, oh gosh, what is that yellow rose called? I'll have to think of it later. I'll mention that later. But it's so small that it hasn't yet climbed over it. I do have a Katrina rose, Well, that's its new appreciated name. And there she is right there. And I might have to move her. We'll see. My goal was to train her to go up this side of the house. I had fig ivy, and I have been removing it and yanking it out, and I think I've finally got it all done and taken care of. She blooms little bitty flowers, and this is her only first year in the ground, so she's still new. And she's starting to get black spot too, which is understandable because we've had a lot of rain with cool temperatures and then hot temperatures and just crazy variation in climates, rain, temps, you name it. So I'm not surprised she has black spot. But anyway, I'd like her to climb up this. I just don't know if, well, she's pretty thornless. Well, let me show you her stems. There are not any, like on that stem. Okay, so there's a couple right, I don't know if you can see, sorry. Can you see that? Those itty bitty little thorns right there. So she's great in that regard, but I'm thinking maybe need to have a little bit more thorns if I want it to do well growing up on the wall. I don't know, but I'm looking into that. So I might move her, maybe switch her out with the, oh, that's what it is, the Lady Banks yellow climbing rose. This is a beautyberry bush. And is that, I think that's, yes it is. That is a mealybug or a aphid. I'll have to come out here and spray this because there's no blooms on it. So I'll have to come out here and spray it with neem oil because it has some of those little white mealybug thingies growing. I don't know what they are. Aphids, maybe woolly aphids. Not so certain. Endless summer rose. Hydrangea, endless summer hydrangea. And this is the best it has ever looked. And I've had it for it's the first hydrangea I ever bought. And I kept it in a container and it just never seemed to do well. But I put it in the ground this year and I think it's telling me thank you. That's a moonflower. It's not blooming yet. And I got lots of dianthus lining this with some pansies. I broke a stem off one of my carpet roses, my knockout roses, and I just stuck it in a pot and it brooded and now it's blooming. So I'm interested to see if it's going to bloom the way the white knockout rose blooms, or if now it's reverted back to, or if it will revert back to. Okay, quick glimpse of my mess. Don't look too hard. It's terrible. All my pots and everything. I'm almost ashamed to show that. My azalea. I have some Louisiana irises and other irises back here. These are still standing. We had terrible storms, so I'm happy to see that they're still standing upright. As you can see, I have a lot of monkey grass in here, and I have slowly been getting it out, getting rid of it, but it's a work in progress. This is a potato bush, and I don't think it's gonna come back. A purple potato bush. Got it at my local plant sale through our Master Gardener Association. I don't know that it was hardy. This is a Belinda's Rose, Belinda's Dream. And it is in a pot, and she seems to be doing okay, although she's looks like she got a little bit too much water through the rain. I think this is a popcorn drift rose. Let's see, I actually have the tag on this. Ooh. No, lemon drift, and it's small. It's not going to get very more than 1.5 feet tall. However, that's what the tag said on the white drift too, and they're like 4 feet tall. I'll show that when they're blooming. That's a lemon meringue baptisia. My petunias are, I don't think they like all the rain we got. I got a fungus in the last summer, into summer, in my grass. I did spray with that organic spray, peppermint, rosemary, and something else is in it, some other things that are organic, and I don't know if it worked or not. Got a couple peonies coming up from the ground. I've heard they don't do well in Louisiana, so we will see. I have them in different places because, of course, micro environments can make all the difference. So sometimes you may be in a location where something won't grow, but then if you have a little microclimate, sometimes it will thrive there. So I'm in a search for microclimates around my yard, because I just have to have certain plants, and I just won't accept that I can't till they die every place I plant them. These are those little oriental lilies. Oh, I can't think of what the name is right now. Alstroemeria, something like that. I'll clarify in the comments section or in the description. I've got a tulip tree that I'm waiting to put in the ground as soon as it dries up enough where I can dig into it without really disturbing our natural soil much. My blueberries I need to get in the ground. Double play doozy spirea is now blooming. It's April here, April 14th. And well, let's see how tall that has gotten. That's about as high as I want them to get. I don't want them any taller than that, so I will cut them back in the winter or early spring before they start leafing out. It gets full sun here, and in this hot summer days, these are still blooming. I would say this plant here is great for Louisiana hot, humid, heat summers. Full sun. That's why my blueberries are next to them, although they're getting kind of crowded out. Again, I'm in